In this video, we're going to be talking about pistol one-shot builds and which situations you'll be using them in. Starting with the strongest of them all, being this one. You'll be using your perfect glass cannon, headshot, perfect vigilance, again, headshot, contractors, headshot, fox prayers, headshot, and the essential piece is the punch drunk. Pistol damage, 20 headshot, and again another headshot mod. The gunslinger holster, obviously, and the Regulus being the strongest pistol that you can actually get to do the damage. Now, this build hits for 21 mil red and 24 crits, being enough to easily one tap a named enemy regardless of what you get. That was the red, which was 19. The damage that you see here isn't the damage that you hit the enemy for, it's the cap of the damage that the actual enemy has. But if you see the floating number next to it when I shoot, you will notice that the damage is higher than the number that's shown here. And that being said, that's the most important thing to keep in memory of when it comes to running the negotiator pistol spread builds. That being the negotiator mask, backpack, gloves, and knee pads. That being the 4-piece talent that spreads the damage of the mark enemy will not, and I repeat, it will not exceed the damage of the kill. So even though I would hit this guy crit for 24 mil, I would only spread to another enemy 19 mil 0.7 because that's the actual damage of the health that I've taken from this guy. It wouldn't exceed the damage of the maximum health of each ad that you kill. So this build would only be used to kill something like a chunga and spread the damage to a boss. You wouldn't use it to, say, kill a purple ad, a blue ad, a gold ad, or a red ad. With this build, because you just wouldn't need it, you'd be wasting a lot of damage for no reason. You would use something like the Diamondback build, where you're using the glass cannon, the fox prayers, and then the Diamondback. Therefore, just doing enough damage to one-shot those ads, and then transferring the little damage of their health damage to a boss, like say on Boomer. Or another boss that has a cap damage where you can't do damage to the boss, you have to do it through negotiators. But Pfizer on boss 2, again, there's chungas on the map that spawn upstairs. So what you would do is you would stack Pfizer, run upstairs, and then hit the chunga with the one-shot build. Other than that, if there's no tanky enemies on a boss fight where you need to transfer the damage, then using the negotiator pistol isn't the best situation to be in. However, doing boss 3 on Dark Hours, being Ricochet, Dizzy, and Weasel. Now, there's a lot of things you could do. You could use the strongest one-shot build and a mixture of these builds. Therefore, saying you knock out Ricochet on B-side with just damage, but then you get the Dizzy Weasel come to the midway point, foam them, post, stack everything, and then if you tag, say, Dizzy, and then one-shot Weasel with these builds, theoretically, you should be able to kill both bosses while just doing damage to the one boss, obviously, because you stacked the negotiator stacks on Dizzy, but then everybody shot Weasel, therefore killing Weasel and then killing Dizzy from the stacks. So something like that would be viable. I don't know if you would have enough, say, 4 shooting Weasel and then 3 shooting Dizzy with the original stronger one-shot build. If it's enough to actually kill them, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure 7 Negotiator one-shot build shooting Weasel would kill him, stacked up with all the amplifiers. Now, other than those extremely hard-hitting pistol builds, there's the pistol builds that those builds are only useful in extreme situations. The pistol build that I like to use for, say, boss 1, killing the 3 shield guys at the start, it's not essential to have an extreme pistol build in order to do that. You can use your DPS build and then switch a few pieces and take that shot. So this is my regular PvE DPS build. The only changes that I need to do is take off my Ravenous because it is an exotic. Switch my mask to the Punch Drunk. And then go ahead and slap on the Dodge City Holster and Ravenous. Now, the build like this will easily one-shot the purple or red ad, whatever ad is in front, kill the 3 shield guys, and because it's still my DPS build pretty much, I'll be able to mount the boss with this build. Now, this built this way is great for using it as a DPS build and a one-shot build. Again, going back to my original DPS build, another version that I use for the one-shot build is my Providence, my Gunslinger, and then not the Regulus, but the D50 instead. Now, this version is made for shooting the lavas, one-shotting the lavas on 3rd boss, breaking chungas on 4th boss, as well as breaking the weak points on Razorback in one shot. All of them are one shot. However, this requires you to be able to use the Ravenous. So, how you use it is the plated armor bonus on the Ravenous amplifies your damage by 10% each stack, amplifying up to 5% at a max stack, or doubling its effectiveness at 10 stacks. Now, it's hard to notice it on the red side, but it does do it on the red side as well. However, it's not visible that it does it at the 10 stack because the damage, unfortunately, you can't see in the shooting range due to the fact that the enemy that you're shooting at doesn't have it. The same as the plated armor side, which is the blue side. You can't see it because the enemy itself doesn't have plated armor. However, you can see it in the amount of bonus armor that you get. Now, do you see how my bonus armor doubled for a brief moment of time? In that period is where you have your 10 stacked primer. Now, in that period and that period alone is where you can one-shot chungas on 4th boss on the train. Basically, when the chungas are coming out the train, you can break the armor in one shot. With the Razorback, you only need to do the 5-stack primer, so it's not that hard to do. So it's boom, switch to the pistol, shoot. However, with the chungas, you'd have to double stack. 1, 2, and then shoot before your double armor layers actually go out. So the timing is extremely more difficult, but that would be how you use the one shot on the Razorback and breaking Chungas solo. So if I was trying to break and kill the Chunga solo, I would be waiting in front of it. Once the cannon's about to stop shooting, I would stack my first one, stack my second one, break the Chunga's armor, then you would double tap Y again to switch straight to your Bakers, therefore being able to completely destroy the Chunga's broken armor, and it's just literally just killing his health. Now, switching weapons consists of 2 steps. Whatever gun you switch to your pistol is the gun that you would switch back to if you single tap Y. However, if you double tap from the pistol, it will go to the other gun that you never had originally in your hand when you switch to the pistol. So just keep that in mind when you're doing so if you're going to try solo the Chunga. Oh, and in Heinstein's, a max stat and then just using the pistol will break the lava on the 3rd boss. It will also one-shot the doors as you're running from the 3rd boss through the foam guys. And then you stop at the electricity. All you just need to do is just one-shot it at a max stat using the Gunslinger holster. They're both one-shot, so they're the easiest things to do, which is why I like this build, because again, it's literally my DPS build, missing 15 crit damage, and then obviously the attributes off the holster. So to get this power from the same build in order to do those things, it's an extremely viable build to use.